Good afternoon, everybody. This is Vice Forecaster Jetty Rap with you with Head Forecaster Isaac Schaff here this afternoon. We're tracking a bunch of supercells with the remnants of Tropical Storm Fred this afternoon, and we have tornado warnings. We've been having several tornado warnings with this event, and we have a lot of talk about, especially the flash flood
Yeah,
threat. So right now, I'm going to turn things over to you so you
I'm
could
gonna try.
address this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna try and screen share my end, but I have this from it's kind of a better perspective of this, but I'm gonna talk about the more regional scale aspect of what we're seeing here to the best I can. If you can if we're able to highlight or just talking about those tornado warning polygons as a whole here again, Spartanburg, South Carolina proper is now tornado warning at this point. Also, areas such as the Greenwood and the community of Cross Hill, Clinton, and Lawrence, South Carolina area. This is near Greenville, just south and east. And again, so this is you can see the kind of banding that we're seeing here, and putting this in motion on my end. Um, so they did issue a new downstream watch, by the way, a replacement
That
watch.
goes through
uh,
2 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, and again, this is the entire western half of North Carolina, or pretty much Asheville, Johnson City points east, so the Piedmont towards Southwest Virginia, up into the Roanoke area, in this watch as well. And I'm gonna point out here while he has zoomed in. So we do have additional warnings that have popped up over Southwest Virginia earlier. So I'm going to talk about the local storm reports that we've seen here over sections of so over this general vicinity. Um, so the uh, the latest indication here from the latest indication here, the threat for a few tornadoes is expected to persist into the evening and overnight hours, potentially into like a little ways after midnight here. I was going to say the center of Tropical Depression Fred is now located about 90 miles west southwest of Asheville. And what we mean by the center is the areas with the lowest pressure. Again, with this tropical depression, um, as it tracked ashore, now it's over North Carolina, and yeah, and again, that's where the center of pressure is. Um, and we can see the outer band stretching from about Augusta well up towards Johnson City. And in between, we have these supercells that are kind of training over each other, essentially. So areas from Greenville to Lawrence, Spartanburg, down to Greenwood, where we are seeing, um, again, multiple areas of rotation here on Doppler radar. But again, the maximized uh, low level flow near the base of the storm is basically training on its own.
Yeah,
So these cells are pretty much these bands are moving in the same direction. But then you
yeah,
got
and
that
Isaac, I'm going to
storm
address
that's
something
blowing
too
near the
while we're on
ground.
air. These storms are booking at 40 miles an hour. You may not have time like you normally would because these storms are booking at 45 miles an hour. That's how fast they kick cocking. So you may not have time to act, Isaac.
Yeah, in some situations, but again, the present storm motion, again, I would say inferably, given the movement um, of the system here, the indication here from the Weather Prediction Center. Um, uh, again, the depression itself, the center of circulation itself here. I'm going to try and fetch some more related information on this. But again, I will point out again the tornadoes can generally tend to spin up with these tropical remnants. And again, this is the eastern quadrant of this whole tropical depression, and we are seeing some heavy rain potentially while on the backside of this as well. But again, the supercell the area of supercells that we're monitoring there from South Carolina into sections of North Carolina, also impacting areas around Southwest Virginia and Northeast Tennessee now as well. These are the areas where predominantly South Carolina at this point, we are seeing those surface-based updrafts there, and you're coupling that in with some very strong easterly flow near the ground. That is really helping to rejuvenate your tornado potential with this. And again, the velocity signatures that we're seeing here, again, they may be stronger closer to the ground. So, but at the very least, what we're seeing with some of these couplets, I would say about 40 to 50 knot gate to gate shear. It might be a little bit higher actually.
I think there are too.
Judging by what we've seen earlier today as well.
Yeah, folks, we've been having some damage with these sails.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of overview kind of the situation from earlier today as well, because again, we want to kind of go into specifics what we've seen over the course of the past day, and then into yesterday as well. So we've had 11 local storm reports across areas in Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina of reported tornado touchdowns. Lots of reports of structural damage to several buildings, including mobile homes. Also, we've had barns and outbuildings, various reports of outbuildings destroyed here. Also, I was going to say lots of tree damage. Again, more structural damage reports. A 20-foot diameter, looks like a 20-foot diameter tree.
New tornado warning, Isaac.
Yeah, again, we've been following we've been closely monitoring things on radar, and it does look like, again, what we're seeing on velocity here, again, you may be seeing a little bit of rotation there, but again, this could rapidly progress. Again, from
all right, this tornado warning goes through about 9. All right, we're starting to have another tornado warning. This goes through about 7:30 tonight up here. This is.
I'm going to point out here with that warning again, Campobello towards Rutherfordton, sections of South, including the sections of North Carolina. This is east of the Asheville area. And I'm going to point out, again, you may be seeing a weak circulation there on radar at the moment. Yep. Campobello.
So if you are in...
This is going to rapidly tighten up closer to the ground. Again,
yeah. If anybody in these polygons today, take cover immediately. Isaac, I've been even telling people this morning when I was doing tornado coverage about 5 a.m. this morning that these tornadoes could be actually rain-wrapped. You may not see it coming. And that's the problem, because I even took a look at an image at 11 o'clock this morning, and you may not see these coming down the road. This is a situation where you want to take cover.
Yeah, very true. And again, there's a distinct inflow notch. Again, it's very, very distinct there, but it's a very narrow one. And again, what I'm seeing is a possible rear flank here near Campobello. So again, we may be monitoring something really starting to tighten up, and some rain. That's kind of I was going to say I think that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Possible rear flank that's kind of enclosing on the center. So again, it is very possible that it may be difficult to see.
And there is, and I'm gonna. And flash flooding. Do not go through a flooded roadway today, folks. You're not going to make it, Isaac. This is an area where storms have been training. You're not going to make it. Flooding is a dangerous situation. You're not going to make going through it today. I mean, I see people drive through flooded roadways and you don't make it. You put your life in danger, and whoever comes and rescue you, and I've seen this before, puts them in danger too. So please, you see water tonight or today, or you have to work late or something, turn around and find another route. It's worth it. You don't need to go through a flooded roadway, right, Isaac?
Yeah, very true. And I'm going to kind of get rainfall estimates with this.
Here, I
Seems
got it
like
right
we've
here.
seen on a
I got it
storm
right here,
total
okay?
basis here.
Let me take the
Yeah.
tornado wings off so we can see better, okay?
All
Let me
right.
take the
So
flash
what
flood warnings off,
radar
and you can see
products
this.
do you
Look at
have?
this, Isaac. Look at all the rain we've been
Yeah,
having the
building.
last couple hours.
Yeah, but again, kind of scale that out. I can't see the map that or the legend that
Okay,
good.
let me back out a
The
little bit
purple,
closely. Now,
the
can you
white.
see it?
Well, I
Can you
mean,
see it now?
what? So what does the legend say on the right or the left? Yeah, I can,
Well,
but what about what the legend says? I can't read the numbers on the legend.
okay,
Like
let me.
how many inches of rainstorm total
Well,
has
I'll tell you.
fallen there?
Up the Looks like over 3 inches in some places. We're getting over the white, so that's be over three
Yeah, and
inches.
again, that hourly rainfall? I was going to say that I wouldn't be surprised, just given
Yeah,
what
we
I'm
just
seeing
got a
here.
couple tornado
But
warnings.
I'm
Just
going
got
to say
injured
the
again.
yep, and radar is showing again with the heaviest rain that has fallen here. Again, a pretty broad
Mm-hmm.
area of again some areas over the course of the day. We've been looking
Yeah,
at
and I'm gonna
some
adjust some.
areas
And I'm gonna.
ranging between 8 and 10 inches, maybe as high as
Gosh,
14 in some spots.
that's a
We'll have
lot,
to,
Isaac. But I'm gonna put something
yeah, I was
else
going to
out
say
too.
this is over the course of.
Yeah, if you're
That was
reading
over the
some of the.
course of the day.
Yeah, folks, when you I've been reading some of the tornado texts today, Isaac, and this is just a bunch of showers are just popping up. Then one minute you got a funnel that's dropping to the ground. Are you there? Well, let's see what happens in a second. What happened, Isaac? What happened? Can you hear me?
Two, check.
Can you hear me?
Oh, the Bluetooth pairing.
It's okay.
It,
I mean,
phone, whatever.
okay. I'm gonna get
But
radar
yeah,
pulled right back up. I can hear you. Okay, I was just gonna say, Isaac. I was just looking at. It's just like a bunch of showers we've been having today, and they just one minute you got that funnel is dropping, right?
yes, and I've been following again. These are training troop cells again with very strong location and some low level again, and we have. Oh, and again, we're seeing lots of these discrete influences. And what I am indicating here with some of these stronger cells, there's alarms through the. This is Union. Looks like again several cells are training from about down to Lawrence to Cross Hill. So
I
with
think we
that,
just had a little bit debris center, Isaac. Can I show you what I think I
yeah,
saw?
and we'll see how discernible it is.
Is this this
So
the?
indicating there again that's still quite a clutter. I will not say whether that is discernible. That does not appear to be radar confirmed at this point. But now there are several different areas where we are seeing like a very low end CC drop, but it's not enclosed. And so that
Mm-hmm.
is again, this is the correlation of liquid to solid objects, or some of these could be condensed, or it could be yes,
Yeah, we just have
there's a
another
lot of
tornado
clutter
warning,
on there.
Isaac.
Yeah, the new polygon industrial definitely looks like yeah,
It's
we
parts
haven't
of Union
seen them
County.
too. So
Let's see here.
yeah, again,
Testing.
53 gate
So
to
this
gate of
one,
about
it's
40 to
it's moving.
50 miles per hour.
It's booking at 35 miles an hour. So this storm, I mean, folks, you got to take these storms very seriously. It's just like these are just showers, but people don't realize these are tornadoes that could be spinning up in the rain, and you not want to see it. Take cover immediately. And looking through the debris signature here and see if we have any debris aloft. Do we see anything, Isaac?
Again, nothing discernible in like CC drop, but I'm going to say a distinct inflow signature with that. And look like, again, there might be an enclosed area on reflectivity. A possible indicator we might have something going on. I'm not going to claim that this is a tornado or anything in progress, but it is very possible to happen near the community of Cross Hill. Um, and it may be, let's say, the dual Paul's not getting a good handle with this because if there is any, is not being lofted to an altitude where the radar can. It is possible. Again, there's clutter on there, so nothing discernible. There might be another area that's
Well,
worth
I'm looking
watching
over here.
too.
Over here at Cross Hills, that shows some tight rotation right here by Cross Hills.
Yeah, also towards the community of Mountville. What I am indicating here, these scans are like the CC scan, the velocity couplets. These scans become apart. And what I am indicating here, again, there's that hook. It's, that, that little enclosed area on reflectivity that I've been seeing. And it's associated with some of that easterly that inflow feeding into this. Yeah, here, potentially 50 to 60 mile per hour winds near a little ways below that. You may be seeing some much low levels near the base of the storm that is feeding into this. And what it's having is some stronger winds from aloft with these enclosed areas on reflectivity. Again, just there's that tight gradient that again very briefly may spin up a tornado. And it definitely has the potential there. We've been seeing lots of damage. Some again, you may be talking about calm winds and get that strong downburst couple in with that easterlies, and that generally leads to a tornado that does likely
And I just looked
system,
at the tornado
but
watch,
more than
Isaac,
likely again.
and the tornado watch says high.
Yeah, I was probably with this. Again, we've been accounting for these again discrete supercells. Again, this is closer to the center. Again, they are referring the high probability. The probability of two or more tornadoes within anywhere in this watch area is sitting. And what we are seeing, what we are indicating here, is the possibility of spin-up tornadoes likely here. Um, again, a few tornadoes are likely, but again, we are still all potential for some wind damage. Again, we're seeing broken bands of supercells inside of the tropical remnants. Again, given the intense trend, several tornadoes and potential for wind damage into the cells
Yeah, I'm
again.
starting to notice a couple streaks in
With those
here, Isaac, and
easterlies
these
near the
tornado
ground.
winds again. I'm starting to notice a couple
Yeah.
streaks again right over here. And the blue colors again.
Yeah, we might be seeing there. Again, there's something maybe understandable. Let me kind of confirm this on my end. But I'm going to point out once again, it looks like yeah, possible. Again, not too discernible, but it's possible a tornado has occurred. Yeah, I was going to say possible debris signature. Again, this is enclosed in rain. I was going to say that is near the community of Roebuck, which
Yeah, if you're in
so
that
a
area,
possible
you need to
tornado.
be in your tornado precautionary right now.
Yeah, I think is that Spartanburg on your map.
Yeah, I think that's.
Better view of this.
So yeah, now the
But
spot is gone. See, folks, this is going to be the briefly, and it's just gone. These are just regular showers, Isaac. It's just amazing.
Change the camera to the back. There we go. I'm on my here. Oh, again, earlier scan has detect. Yeah, there we go. You can see a well pronounced infiltrator. I with my pen. Yeah, it's a very strong inflow to that, and then you can
Starting to get a tight circulation, Isaac.
Yeah, that circulation might be enclosed in some air. But you can also
well,
see.
It's tight. Let me show you.
What I'm seeing there.
Here, let me show you something, Isaac. Okay.
That is a
Look at that tight circulation right there.
And I was touching on that until you. I was going to say what I'm going to show you it from a better perspective. The area that is going to. You can see the reds here. That's rear flank. That's the RFD winds, and you're seeing that convergence with that easterly flow. So that is the area of concern right here, and I have registered a CC drop with this, and I'm going to show you what I'll loop this for you. And that area in question, look right here. There's that registered CC drop. There's possible tornado debris that's being lofted to an altitude where the radar can pick it up. But again, it can be very confirmed tornado debris on radar. But again, it is definitely just to the point where it's discernible.
Yeah, folks, if you're in that area,
winds in excess of 50, maybe even
you need to
more
be in your tornado precautionary right now.
Okay. So
we had one report at 5:22. Isaac, I zoomed in. We had a report of a fire department report of a funnel cloud with no touchdown. Then we had another report of a video of a tornado. CONINCIDENT with radar circulation or something.
I think I got those but once again, a very discernible area of rotation. But I'm scale situation here. Again, 1 second. So again, several
You're back.
tornado warning cells at this point. We've registered a couple CC drops, which we is the vertical pulse on radar. It is we've indicated some tornadic debris just recently with some of these over South Carolina one, which occurred near the community of Roebuck. So we're going to monitor those developments there very close. Yeah, more distinct, like enclosed one at this point. Um, Again, indicated. Again, these supercells. Again, you can see that easterly flow coupling in with that. And some, again, the center of this disturbance. Again, these are the eastern bands of tropical threat, and you're working with that that flow that's coupling in. You can see that those little inflow
Yeah, Isaac. I don't
signatures,
mean
those little inflow
I don't mean
notches
to
right
rep you, but we
there,
got a
and
debris ball, Isaac. We
supercell.
got look at here. We got a debris ball.
And again, I'm going to say that is kind of discernible. That I would say that is a radar confirmed tornado. We'll see what service decide what they decide to do with that, but it looks to be mostly enclosed. Again, it may be associated with clutter, but I would say I've already kind of registered a CC drop, so it is very probable that we may be seeing a tornado impact in some of these areas.
Yeah, if you're in this
Also,
warning, shake
notice,
shelter now, folks. Do not wait on these tornadoes. They're going to be rain wrapped. Do not go out there and take any photos of this. This is a area where it's today where you're not going to see it coming.
very true. And again, you can see how broad the wind shear is. And again, we have another strong area of rotation there. But again, you can see how sporadic. Again,
Yeah, there's another
it's been
storm over here by another circulation
again
by Trenton
coupling in
area down here. We got
easterly. We're seeing,
another storm trying to rotate, Isaac.
yeah, and again, I can tell you from that perspective of the rotation appears to be somewhat weak and broad, but you couple in with some easterly flow, and given the environment here, that's again the changes with these tropical bands. Um, Again, some of these again, you can see the strongest winds aloft and the heavier rain of these cells that are training over some of these same vicinities. Again, we're going to be dealing with this tornado threat potentially later into the evening. Again, it just for those rapid pressure changes associated with this. And again, I'm going to kind of overview once again the predominant. Again, we're mostly dealing with the tornado risk associated with tropical depression Fred over sections of North Carolina and adjacent South Carolina, extending into Southwest. New indication there. Um, Again, the you can see on a radar perspective, the rotation appears weaker. That strong easterly flow. That's a more retail concern that I have for some of these
Mm-hmm.
areas. Again, we'll have the potential to see several more brief, but it will generally be um, brief spin ups. Again, that's generally what tends to happen with these tropical
Yeah,
bands.
and here's
Again,
something else,
especially on the
Isaac. Look at
eastern
here.
edge where
I'm still watching the rotation in that storm over here.
yeah, you can see you can register a little bit of rotation there just looking at that. But again, the rotation is much closer to the ground actually, because again, you're on a more reach aspect of what we're seeing. Again, we're seeing. I'm going to put this in motion to feel the situation as a whole. You can see the bands are kind of lofting. Again, this is north and northeast, and again, tracking about 40 or 40 miles per hour. But the center back here, where the strongest, again, the highest pressure changes over here. That's where we're seeing those strong easterlies feed into this at the low levels. But again, that's where these ice supercell. Again, these are working on its cells with these bands again, just past the Spartanburg vicinity. Uh, Again, down towards Lawrence and Green. Um, and again, these areas. Um, we should definitely be monitoring what's potential here to persist over the next several hours. And again, the Charlotte area in this watch, um, and also areas in Virginia as well. Yes,
See, the tornado watch goes through about 2 a.m. And like I said, this is the night where you definitely want to keep your weather radios handy, Isaac, because this could run into the overnight hours.
yeah, I'm gonna pull up my local storm report map.
Yeah, I just got some pictures coming in, Isaac. I was going to show you. This tornado was even on the road earlier. Let me show you, okay?
Okay.
I have to find it here. Let me go to. Taking a little bit of time to load up. I'm using my Facebook. This is the tornado that really looks very scary here. Let me um, go here, share this to my screen, and you can see. Just look up the tornado, Isaac. That kind of crossed. Look at that, Isaac. Look how bad that is.
Yeah, and you can see you can discern the distinct funnel with it. And you can see the debris. Again, that looks like a land spout. Again, you or yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
can discern the funnel, and you can see down. You can see that strong downdraft associated with that. You can miss the funnel, but you just see the debris, the violently rotating column of debris. Again, just see with that strong easterly flow coupling with that strong. I think that's going to be the concern we're going to have for the next several hours over sections of North Carolina. These
Yeah, and
tornadoes will tend to up. So,
and
again,
here's my concern, Isaac, because we even seeing flash flooding. That's another concern I'm worried about too. Is water
yeah, and again,
being on the
lots of
roadways.
training. Yeah, and again, lots of training. Uh, yeah, training over them. Again, the actual easily movement with this span. I'm gonna go back to radar here for a second. You can see the here the mid levels again. The mid levels of the atmosphere winds are almost due northerly,
Yeah,
but
that
again you
slight
got
risk
that
got
easterly flow
upgraded to
much
an
closer to the
enhanced.
ground.
Alright, Isaac had to take a call. He'll be back on in just a second. We still got these tornado warnings that go through, looks like 7:30, and you can see these storms continuing, and that runs through 7:30. What do you want me to do with the